Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. It's your boy Jim Hacking. Today is Friday, the 22nd of December. This will be the last show of the year. I'll be taking the week off. We'll be back on either the 2nd or the 3rd. It seems like I'm getting my tooth pulled on the 2nd. So I don't know. We'll try the 2nd. Maybe I'll do it earlier in the day. Happy Friday. Oh, Jamal's in Amsterdam on his way to Nigeria. Flight was a disaster. Uh-oh. Yeah, last time we were supposed to fly overseas, we got stuck overnight in Atlanta, the ATL. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Glad to see everybody. Let us know where you're watching from. Roy is watching from New York. Hope was, of course, the first one to say hello. Nurse Laura's here in Seattle. Michael sending well wishes from SLC. Uh-oh. Jamal missed his own wedding because of an 8-hour flight delay. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Jets are terrible, Al. You know that. That was the worst game of the year, I think, last week. Yeah, the shortest day of the year, I think, was yesterday. So days are getting longer as of today. So that's good. That's good news. I need to share the invite to the waiting room. Let me do that. What do you guys got going on? We got Germany in the house. About Barcelona. AJ's here in California. Here's the link. Remember, everything you say is public. I was at the mosque just now with the boys and Amani and Noor and for Friday prayer. And I was feeling a little bit bad about cussing at that lady yesterday. It sort of made me mad. I probably shouldn't have lost my temper. But sometimes you just lose it. So what's going on, everybody? Oh, here's the link. Let me post it. Jamal, fill us in. I missed the wedding because airline delayed the flight by 8 hours and I missed my connecting flight. Ooh, that sucks. Don't want to miss your wedding. Usually spouses overseas get pretty upset about that. So what's going on, everybody? What do you got? Good plans for the weekend? What do you do for Christmas? What do you do for New Year's? I think Hanukkah's over, and I don't think Kwanzaa started yet, but, we are a multicultural, multi-religious organization here. We actually closed our office today at noon. We closed the office at noon, let everybody go home a little bit early. And then the office is also closed all next week. So if you have pending business before hacking immigration law, you're probably not going to hear from anybody until after January 1st. We're going to have a little party at our house on New Year's Eve day. So on the 30th, we're going to have an open house because we've been living through this crazy construction. And we're going to show off the house. So that should be fun. I gave the link to the waiting room. Let me give it once more. I see our friend Christian is back. Maybe he has some more good news for us. Let's see here. What's up, Christian?
Hey, I forgot to ask you something yesterday. Was it yesterday that we spoke? So my husband is coming on the 3rd. He's coming over with a CR1, but I know once he comes in, he can tell the border agent to upgrade his green card for 10 years because when he travels here, we already going to be married 2 years by the time he enters in the U.S. But my question is, when he gets here, is it okay for him to jump back on a plane with me and go to New York the following week? It's not going to be too fast. Be like, why are you traveling to another state right away? It's just to visit my mom. We're gonna go visit my mother.
No, that part's fine. Going to you're saying going internally in the United States.
Yeah, from Florida to New York, and a couple days later.
Totally fine.
Okay, and then so is that right though? If he enters after 2 years marriage, he'll get the 10 years, right?
So I've looked at this. I have a memo on it somewhere. I think it's when you enter. Yeah, I think so. But if it's really close, sometimes they send you the 2-year green card, so you just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
What's the date of your marriage?
Well, we got married on December 23rd. His interview was on the 7th. So the 23rd would have made 2 years. Well, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Duh. Hello, McFly. Tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, hello. Anybody home?
I'll tell you, if you email me Christian, I'll find that memo because I worked it up. Somebody asked me this a couple times a year, so I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to you. But thanks for everything again.
See you, buddy.
All right. Merry
Later.
Christmas.
Yep, Merry Christmas for sure. All right. Jamal's still fighting. Jamal ain't giving up. How about this? Nurse Laura says her husband gets his first Canadian Christmas this year. That's exciting. Timit is here. Thank you for everything you've been doing for us. My pleasure. Michael's going to go to New Mexico for the new year. That's very nice. Sinus is watching in Seattle, so we got a couple of people in Seattle. Looks like Junior's here. Let's see what Junior has to say. Hi, Junior. You're on mute. Oh, Junior's out of here. All right. Let's keep it rolling. What's everybody going to do? Are you going to have people over? Are you going to go over to other people's houses? What are you going to do for New Year's? I won't see you until 2024. So now I might get a little bit anxious and miss you guys. I might end up doing a show sometime over the week, but I'm certainly not going to plan it. I'm going to try to just clear my brain. I'm going to try to not think about immigration for a whole week. We will see how that goes. But let's go ahead and say hi to Prasanga. Hello, Prasanga.
Hey, Jim, what's up?
How you doing?
Good. I have a relatively simpler question here. So I'm a LPR, and my wife is here in the States. She's under OPT, F1 OPT, and we're about to start immigration for her. And currently, there's a backlog of 2019, somewhere around like 2019 Feb or November for I-485. But
Yeah.
we're at the stage of just sending over I-130. So let's say from 6 months from now, if visa bulletin becomes current and if I-130 is still pending, do we have to wait for I-130 approval before sending I-485, or we can just...
No, you send it.
Send it
Yeah.
while I-130 is still pending, right?
Yeah, because right now it's only, it's been stuck on September 1st, 2023 for a while now. But yeah,
no, that 2023, I think that's for like out of the country.
No, it's all the same.
2019.
Let's pull it up. My brother.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
do it together, okay?
Yeah, it should be somewhere around 2019, I guess.
Yeah, that's for the final date, but I'm going to walk you through everything, okay? Just 1 second.
Mhm.
Present. Hi, Junior. I see you. I tried to get you last time, but you disappeared. So when I'm done with Prasanga, I'll come to you, Junior. Hold on. Share screen, visa bulletin. Okay, so remember, there's always two things that you have to look at. First one is when can you apply, and then when can you get the benefit, right? So B is when you can apply. So anyone can file an I-130 whenever they want. When they file that I-130, they get the priority date, right? So if you filed it on January 1st, your priority date would be 01 Jan 2024, right?
Yeah.
And so once this F2A category under the dates for filing becomes current, once that gets to like January 15th, 2024, then and only then can you file the 45. You can't file the 45 until that thing says that you can.
Oh, I see. So I was highly mistaken then. I was looking at the first table. So that's for the final action, right? That's like final decision.
So then what would happen is USCIS would conduct the investigation and technically approve the case, but they can't give the green card until the final action date becomes current. So she can stay. So she might have to renew her work card a couple of times. She can keep staying, and and she has to get advanced parole if she wants to leave. All that's okay, but that's the timing of it. So green card holder spouses have to look at the dates for filing. When this isn't current, they have to figure out when can I file the 485.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, thanks so much for explaining.
You got it, buddy. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Later. All right, Junior's back. What's up, Junior? You're on mute.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So I'll just I'm scared. I just trying to catch up. I think I talked to you 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you remember me.
Mhm.
Okay, so my R485 case was denied due to the fact that they sent the RFE for my medical request to the wrong address. And I didn't receive it, so the deadline was expired, and at the end, decided to deny the case. Then before 30 days, I filed a R290B,
Mhm.
for them to reconsider it because I proved to them that the mistake was from their side because I updated my address way month before they sent the RFP. They sent to the old address.
Good.
So I proved to them that it was wrong. Then they finally accepted on the 18th, said that then the mistake come from them, so they reconsidering their decision.
Good.
For then they sent me a letter. But the thing about it, uh, they just said they sent me a letter, but I didn't receive the letter yet. I don't know. Do I have to do the medical and send it because it was rejected due to the fact the medical wasn't turning on time. So or should I do the medical now and turn it in? But I haven't received the letter yet. I just
Have
look
you
at my arm.
have you ever done the medical or no? Have
No,
you
I
done it?
haven't did it.
Yeah. Just
No.
wait till they ask for it. It might take them a little while to open it to re-ask you for it. So I would give it a little bit of time. If they just reopen the case, you got to give them a little time to issue a request for evidence.
You don't think they're gonna be in the letter they sent me? But they said they sent me a letter and telling me how they're gonna pass out the case and everything. But I haven't received it.
When did they say that?
They sent the letter on the 18th. I haven't received it yet.
You'll probably get it today or tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, it doesn't go to the old address.
Yeah, that's hopefully it's done. Yeah.
Do
Thank
you
you,
have
Jim. I appreciate that.
Do you have the online portal? Do you look in the online portal?
Yes. I go on the online and I look it up.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Junior.
I'm gonna keep you up there. Anything. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Later. Yeah. All right, that's our friend Junior. Oh, OS is waiting how to join the waiting room. Here's the link for that. Let's go to Bayodun. Hello, Bayodun.
Okay, hello Jim. Yeah,
How are
Merry
you?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah. All right. I have an I visa. I got my I visa approved as for foreign media, and I plan to be in the US next year. So I want to find out if it is better to apply for my family right now, or if it's better when I enter the US before applying for them.
I've never heard of an I visa. Is that a non-immigrant visa, I assume?
Pardon?
Is that an immigrant visa or a
Hello?
non-immigrant visa? I assume it's a non-immigrant visa, right? Let's see.
Non-immigrant visa.
So you just want them to come and come. You just want them to come.
Non-immigrant.
You want just them to come visit while you're here.
No, to stay with me, because it's a semi working visa for foreign media.
Right, but how long will it be good for? How long will you be in the United
Yeah.
States?
Right now I'm not in the United States. I'm in Nigeria right now, but I plan to come next year to use the visa to represent my media.
But how long will you stay?
No definite time yet, because my office will be posting me to represent them in the United States.
Okay, but just so that I know, are you talking about a couple months? Are you talking about a couple years? What are you talking about?
But maybe 2-3 years.
And I've never handled one of these visas before. So there's a way that family members can come too.
Yes.
And
there's a provision for family members to join on the I visa as dependents.
What is it called? Like an I-2 for them? An I-2 for them, or what? What's it called?
Yeah, it's also called I. It's also called I.
I would say that you should apply as soon as possible because number one, it might take a while, and number two, they might not give it to you.
I didn't hear that.
You should apply right away
Come again, please. Okay. Okay.
because it's going to take a
Okay.
while, and they might not give it to you.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
I'll
Baidu.
do
See you,
that
buddy.
right away. Thank you.
All right, all right. Hey, everybody, stay tuned. At 3:30, I'm going to have a little announcement for you about some programming changes we're going to make for next year. So I got a little bit of a year-end announcement for everybody. Let's go to Jim is the best. What's up, Jim is the best?
Hey, Jim.
How you doing?
Doing good.
What's up?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, I've been here before, and then I spoke to you about my case.
Okay.
I had my interview that was canceled the same day of the appointment. It was canceled.
Yeah.
And now they rescheduled the interview on January 16th. And in the meantime, when I check online, that changed to interview schedule to case is actively reviewed.
Yeah.
Do you know what could be the issue?
I mean, if you watch this show, you know I don't really put much stock in whatever it says. I don't believe the online update. So, you know, it could mean anything. What it means is you're not getting an interview anytime soon.
Yeah, the interview was scheduled for January 16th.
And then they canceled it, right? Or did they cancel it or no?
So now it say actively reviewed. So I was kind of concerned what's changing from interview schedule to actively review when the interview is scheduled. If there's any something that I can be.
Here's what I want to know. Do you have an interview notice in your hand?
Yeah, I do have interviews in my hand. Yes.
That's all I care about. And don't worry about what it says online. Those things are wrong all the time.
So I just have to appear to the interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty much it because like I told before, I have a pending asylum, so that was I'm kind of worried about my asylum case.
Yeah.
And the thing, my asylum case is based off being an bisexual and then get married to a woman. I don't know if that could be kind of tough asylum interview.
I've had those cases before. I've had bisexual asylum cases where people marry a woman or a man. And the big thing is you got to make sure that your spouse knows about everything you said in your asylum application.
Yeah, I just talked to him. I just spoke with that when I spoke to you in the last show because I was kind of afraid to discuss that with her. I was kind of fear, so maybe she can.
Well, here's what I'll say about that. Would you rather discuss it with her on a nice, calm Saturday when you're just laying in bed talking to each other, or would you rather discuss it in front of an immigration officer where everybody's under oath and they're trying to make you look bad? Which would you rather? It's better to talk to her now than to talk to her in front of immigration.
Yeah, like I said, like when I spoke to you last month, I came back home. I decided to talk to her, and then she took
good.
it very nice. So I'm just
Okay, good, perfect.
Yeah,
okay, that's good. So, okay, great. Thanks so much. Keep us posted. We'll be waiting to hear from you on January 17th.
Yes, thank you so much. Keep you posted.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. AJ's asked me about New Year's resolutions. I usually don't do New Year's resolutions. I just think most people's New Year's resolutions are done by about January 8th. I'd rather just focus on being in the moment. I think if I did have a New Year's resolution, it would to try and be present more, to try to be more aware, more alive, more in the moment. I really tried. I think if most people were in the moment where they are, like are fully in, can you guys not hear me? Somebody's complaining about my mic. Is my mic bad? Can you guys in the waiting room hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Well, Shelly says she can't hear me. Everybody else let me know. Paul is back. We were trying to get to Paul yesterday. Hi, Paul. Are you there, Paul? I see movement, but I don't see a question. All right. Somebody wants to ask me a personal question. Go ahead, Mark. Ask me a personal question. It's all good. I don't edit much, which sort of drives my wife crazy. OAS is here. Hello, OAS. What's up, buddy? Oh, are you driving? I can't talk to you when you're driving.
How's it going?
Are you driving?
I'm sorry?
Are you driving?
Yeah, I just parked, pretty much.
Okay.
It's going.
All right, cool. It's good. How you doing?
I have a question here.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, bud. Maybe drop out and drop back in. Drop out without your earphones and drop back in. Yeah, it might be on your Bluetooth speakers too. I don't know. All right, he's out. So Freddie Mako says they've yet to receive the slides. Freddie Mako, send me an email. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'll send them to you over the weekend. Just send them to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Okay. All right. Michael is here. Let's go to Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Mr. Jim. How you doing?
I am great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to call to say thank you for everything that you've been doing. I said I was gonna call to say thank you to even come on the show when my green card gets approved. I was approved a day after the 500 show. So
nice.
my green card got approved. I tried hiring your office on 2 occasions to file a lawsuit. And every time when I tried to file a lawsuit, 2 weeks after, they approved my benefit. Like, I was waiting for my work permit because it was taking like a year, and 2 weeks after it got approved. Same thing with my green card too. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for all that you do, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the call. Can you give everybody your timeline just so we know?
Sure. So I got married February 2022, and I had to wait October 2022 to file, and then in April of this year I got an RFE for my co-sponsor, which I responded to in May, and then September of this year I got my I-130 approved. No interview for that one. I got approved, and then my I-131 got approved. 2 weeks later, my work permit got approved, and then December. I can't remember what day exactly, but I just know the day after the 500 show.
So that's the 16th. That was last Saturday. So no interview.
No interview. It just the notice just appeared online, and then my green card is coming today. So I'm so excited for that.
Awesome. That's great news. Thanks, Wale.
Yeah. So but I have a question for you. So like now, like everything's good in my marriage, but what would you recommend that, because I got a 2-year green card, which I'm so angry about, because I was like 60 days away from the 10-year. But anyways, what would you recommend, like when would be a good time to file the 10-year green card and citizenship, all those things, like, and what advice would you say?
Sure, I got you. So let's say that your green card let's say it comes tonight and it's dated February or December 22nd, 2023. December 22nd, 2023. That means the 2-year anniversary of your green card will be February 22nd of 2025, right? So you have to wait 1 year and 9 months from the start of your green card, your conditional green card, to file the 751. So that means that you can apply basically on my son's birthday, September 23rd of 2025. You can apply that day, and then a year later, I mean, this is all assuming that everything's cool with the marriage. a year later, then you can apply for citizenship.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Jim.
Hi, Wale. Keep in touch.
We'll do. Thank you.
Happy for you. See you, buddy. All right, let's see if OS got the sound working.
Can you hear me now, Jim?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. I think maybe it was a connection, the area that I am in.
Yeah.
I'm around like Lansing, Michigan, driving back to Chicago, so maybe
Got it.
somewhere away. My question is here, Jim. I've been here in the state for about 9 years. I came with F1 student visa. I've been, I've been with my girlfriend for about 2 years. I finished school about 2 years ago. So once I finished school, I didn't get a job. I do although have a online business, which is I manage from home. So that's how I could support myself along this time, all the time, because I could not work in the state. The only thing is here I'm considering if I apply for adjustment of status, and I've been out of status for about 2 years, 2.5 years, and I've been in the state for 9 years now. Will that be an issue with the processing? Will that be an issue with time processing? Like, what's the case approval of these situations? I'm just wondering.
Your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And how long have you been together?
For about 1.5 years, 2 years, you can give and take.
Are you already married?
We about to.
Okay. So if you get married and apply now, you're going to be honest about all that working in the business. You're going to tell them about all that stuff, right? You're not going to lie about that.
No. So what I have is a Bitcoin mining facility overseas.
Uh-huh.
And I have a proof of that. I bought the company in the state, and I transferred back overseas, which is where I'm from in North Africa.
Right. But I just want to make sure, like, if they ask you about income or where you've made money or how you've supported yourself these last 9 years, you make sure you tell them about all of it, because it's all forgiven because you're married to a U.S. citizen, okay?
Can you repeat it again? I'm sorry. You said once I tell them that what?
Okay. So they're going to want to know, hey, dude, you've been here for 9 years. How have you supported yourself? You're going to have to answer that question. When you answer that question, I want you to tell them the truth. I don't want you to make some other story up or hide things. Just tell them everything, because it's all forgiven because you're married to a U.S. citizen. Now, if you don't tell them about it and they find out about it, then you get in trouble. So I don't want you to get in trouble. So just be honest about it.
So I have a scholarship from my government, so that they pay for my school. They give me allowance for about 6 years.
Say both of those things.
I'm sorry?
Say both of those things. Tell them about the and tell them about the Bitcoin factory.
Yeah, I do have a proof of all of this. Like
I don't know that you need proof. I don't know if you need proof so much, but you're going to need dates and you're going to need to explain it to them. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in answer to your question, people get green cards approved based on marriage to U.S. citizens all the time, even when they've been out of status for 2 years. So as long as you're on, now I think you might want to get help from a lawyer to, in answer to your question, your case will go slower. They'll be more suspicious. The first thing on the fraud list is, did they get married while they were out of status? That's the first thing on the fraud list, because people who are out of status have a incentive to marry a U.S. citizen because it cleans up their whole immigration history. So that means, although legally you don't have to prove it a stronger case, I believe you do have to prove a stronger case, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you should be able to get your green card. You should be able to get it approved. You just need to put the case together in a strong way.
Do I have to submit any extra document once I submit maybe like all these forms, which is I-130?
Yeah, the forms are the easy part. You got to prove the relationship.
Okay, so do I have to submit that as well with the file in the first place, or I can wait for the interview?
Well, hopefully you won't have an interview. If you submit enough evidence, you might not have an interview. And more importantly, if you don't submit any evidence, they can take the money on the filing fee and dismiss it, saying you didn't send in any evidence, and they don't believe the marriage.
So the evidence is like pictures on holidays, pictures of us, lease, because pretty much
bank account.
We don't have. We think about opening a bank account, but it's sort of like it's like I don't know, like we're not really like against that idea, but in the same time, um, I mean, what's mine is hers, and what's hers is mine. So
Would
we don't.
you like to get a green card?
Yeah.
Then open a bank account and use it.
Okay. Uh, okay. So I have it on the lease. We are in the, like utility bills. Bank account is not an issue at all. I mean, we don't care about that stuff, financial things, and it
Well,
matters where.
you might not care about it, but that's number one on USCIS's list. Is the couple commingling their assets? Are they living together like they think people from the 1950s should live? They have a very old view of how money works, how spouses work, and so they want you living together.
Gotcha. Okay. So like for that reason, you think the case may will go slower because I was out of status for about 2.5 years.
It'll go slower. Your work card will be slower, I think, based on what I talk to people. Now, Chicago's a pretty good. You're going to do this in Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, Chicago's a good field office, so that's good.
Okay. And what like is it like I heard there's like a different office. Does Chicago and areas particularly have different processing time, and like what's the office that you send it to these things, that what are you gonna like commute these things with these?
I send it to where the person lives.
Okay, so if I live in Chicago, where I will be like
Downtown.
assigned.
Downtown.
I'm sorry, so what?
In downtown Chicago, it's down off the L,
Okay.
right off the loop.
Yeah, it's like around Jackson Avenue,
I
around
don't know
that
if you
area.
know where. Do you know where Harold Washington Library is? That's the train. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. So that's what I like. I can submit the document there, like
No,
in the
you'll file
file.
it. There's addresses on the forms,
Okay.
but you just send it to the address. I think it actually goes to the Chicago lockbox, but it's a different address. It's not that place.
Okay. I see. Yeah, I was just wondering about these questions. I always been watching your shows for about way before I get out of status. I was like, oh, maybe one day, like I will, like use
Now's the
human
time.
hacking.
If you need our help, let me know. Okay. Thanks, OS.
I will. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye, buddy. Yep, for sure. All right. It's the bottom of the hour. My name is Jim Hacking. This is the Immigration Answer Show. Do we have yeah, we do. This is episode number 504 of the Immigration Answer Show. We have offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. But because immigration is federal, we can help people all around the country, which is fun, and which is what we do. We do help people all around the country, all around the world. I just looked today. We opened up 1,295 cases this year. 1,295 cases this year. Only 15% are in Missouri. Only 15% of our clients are in Missouri. So that's sort of cool. All right. Big announcement. Now, I haven't told you guys this, but I think that one day, like, we could have YouTube content 5 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day. Like I envision a whole immigration channel, and it won't just be me. We'll have other shows. Like I think we could have the green card show, the citizenship show, the asylum show, all that stuff. But we're coming up with our second show. It's going to be a weekly show. I'm just going to do it once a week, and it's going to be me interviewing one immigrant for 45 minutes. And I got this idea when I was in high school. I had to read this book. Or excerpts of this book called Working, and by Studs Terkel. And I want to do a similar book where it's just about immigrants, right? And it'll just be me interviewing an immigrant for like 45 minutes. I think I'm going to do them on Friday. And I would love to hear what you guys think about that idea. Is that something you'd be interested in? I think people like to hear people's stories. This won't necessarily be clients of ours, but it'll be immigrants who've been successful and who've built things in America, maybe businesses or athletes or musicians or whatever. I mean, immigrants bring so much value to the country. And I really think the fun part of this for me would be to interview regular people, everyday people, not necessarily famous people. I guess every now and then we'll have famous people, but that's not my plan. My plan is just to, you know, like Rocio. I'd love to hear about Rocio's school. I got this idea last week when I was doing the show, and like Lewis and Nurse Laura, you know, it'd be fun to have you guys on and talk about your lives, and it'd be more than just immigration. But, you know, I think eventually we could get different people. Like, you know, I go to Lifetime Fitness. The guy who started Lifetime Fitness is an immigrant, right? And so, or the guy that started that yogurt company, what's it called? Chobani. He is an immigrant who took a closed factory up in upstate New York and turned it into one of the best yogurt companies in the country. So I think people would like it. I don't know if I'll take questions, if I'll have the comments going. We'll have to come up with a name for it, but it won't be like this. Like, I won't be answering questions. It'll be more like I like long form interviews. Tim Ferriss has a 2-hour podcast. I don't think, Nurse Laura would be down. See, it'd be fun. I could get you guys on for sure. And I think you guys would all like to hear about each other. So I think it'd be fun. So we're going to start. And of course, I've already asked the first immigrant in my life, Amani, to be the first guest. I think that would be appropriate. I think you guys would like that too. So I think it'd be nice to get some feedback and maybe some questions. Maybe I could just find 1 or 2 questions during the chat. Just interviewing one immigrant a week. We do 50 a week, 50 a year. We could do a book every year with those interviews. That would be fun. And then we could, you know, give it to our clients. Like, we're always looking for nice presents to give people when they come, when they get their green card, or when they get, Patrick says 45 minutes is too long. I don't know. I like going deep with people. In any event, that's where I'm thinking. I think that'd be fun. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, we can talk about their home country and about, Robert, that's good. Yeah. So there's one guy I know who has a podcast. He does it 5 days a week, and he asks people the exact same question. And I'm just not that structured. I like sort of more loose. I just like go with the flow. I like to just sort of see where things go. Yeah, I think Norma, it would be a good idea to counter the hate out there. And I think like a lot of people, when they find out I'm an immigration lawyer, they think that all I do is work on the border and that I'm helping people sneak into the United States, and that that's the sum total of immigration, right? We certainly have some cases related to the border, but immigration is such a broader, bigger topic than just what's going on at the border between the United States and Mexico. Oh yeah, we'd have Shabazz on for sure. That would be a trip. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I'm going to come up with a title and probably start that first Friday, if I can get Amani to come, first Friday in January. So that would be fun. Bonev's here. What's up, Bonev?
Hey, how are you doing, Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you been?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. So this is what happens. I went for 2 interviews, and then I waited a couple of years, and then they did a field check. They came to the house.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, maybe like 4 or 5 months, they sent me a note. And then I went to my attorney, we addressed the note, and then they just sent me like a denial like a couple of weeks ago.
Those assholes.
So what should I do? Should I appeal it, or should I reapply, or should I do both? What is the best thing to do?
Well, I guess one thing I would say is send me the NOID. I'd like to see it, and I can give you better advice, but I'd like to see the NOID itself so I can tell you. But do you want to say just general, like they didn't believe the marriage, or was it something more complex, or what?
Yeah, they didn't believe the marriage. Even when they came to the house, I opened the house. I was with my robe on. My wife was here. We were both in the house, and they're still like, they saying, let's say you had the joint bank accounts, but you didn't pay the Cox bills and the energy bills from the joint bank account, and you didn't pay the car insurance from the joint bank account. And the pictures you were giving us are just made for immigration purposes, so you can commit a marriage. They don't say marriage fraud, they say sham marriage. Such marriages commonly known as sham marriages.
Were you in status when you applied, or were you out of status when you applied?
I was out of status.
Yeah. And what field office is this?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, is that the sum total of their evidence? Is that you paid your taxes, your tax bill out of one of? Did they mention the fact that they stopped by your house? That seems like BS.
They say, yeah, it seems like I went to like 3 different lawyers out here in Nevada, and they say the officer at the end of the note says I am. So say, oh, that's Nunez. So they know that the field officer was like, she would deny everybody. So they say she would think this marriage was a scam, was a fraud. So she would do it like she just nitpicking everything.
Well, I have a friend, Bonev. All he does is Social Security disability cases, right? And
Yeah.
almost the only way you get benefits in those cases, you have to get denied first, and then you have to apply again. Now, I think you need to challenge it because they accuse you of a sham marriage, and then you probably need to file a stronger case, and then you need to, I would not do an appeal. I would just start over. I think, but I want to see the decision.
Because the attorney I went to, he says, oh, you can appeal it, and then you can reapply as well again.
You can do both. Yeah. And there's some value to appealing just because you want to say, no, you guys are full of shit.
Because they want to put you the 204, the fraud, right? The 204C section or something like that.
Right. And what was I going to say? You have to challenge that fraud, but you also need a whole lot more evidence. What does your spouse say? Is your spouse pissed?
Yeah, she's pissed. Look, all the evidence we have, I can name it. We have the energy bills, the internet bills, we got 2 bank accounts, one Wells Fargo, one Bank of America, joint health insurance, a car title on the same name, and a joint car insurance.
How about trips and lease?
Lease, she owns the property, so I live in her house.
Yeah. And lease? Or how about trips?
Trips, we just been to California. Maybe that's it.
And how about like family members or friends who know that the relationship is real?
Everybody know it's real. I even have like one letter from her son. Maybe we should ask for affidavits from like her sisters.
Yeah, so like I would get 20 of everything. I would say I'm going to refile this case, but I need to do a 20 times better job, and then I need to tell them to shove it up their ass.
Yeah, because they're like saying, oh, you it's just like, let me find something they say. And there's this one other thing that's kind of when I applied for the visa, it was a investor's visa, right? So I came like an iron worker. So the company that I work for, they fill my paperwork and then ask me your mother, your father, where you go to school, your education, blah, 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 whatever, your girlfriend. So I put everything, right? And instead of a girlfriend, they put my girlfriend as a Commonwealth wife. And in the interview, there's like, who is this girl? I'm like, I don't know. She was my girlfriend. And they say, why did you put her as a Commonwealth wife? I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So they try to say I committed fraud, misrepresenting myself for the visa application as well.
That's why they're coming after you. That's because of that. Yeah. What country are you from?
Bulgaria.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'll say, Bonev. I can't think of any time I've ever heard of a case with a site visit when both people are home at the same time and they still get a denial. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's what my lawyer says. He says it's BS, like they come to the house and then, so just reapply and hope for the best.
And I would challenge, I would, here's what I would do. I would file a very thin appeal that basically says you guys are full of shit and we gave you lots of evidence and this officer had it out for me and you guys did a site visit, which you didn't even mention in the denial, and we were both here.
Oh, they're mentioning in the denial, they're saying that I opened the door and then the beds were stripped out their sheets, and then my wife said we're cleaning, but we were not cleaning. I was like, if the beds are stripped out of their sheets, we're cleaning.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, right?
All right, Bono. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
See you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, that's a first for me. I haven't heard that before. I haven't heard. Hold on, Nurse Laura. I need to write that down. Nurse Laura suggests origin stories. I like that because everyone wants to hear about the origin story. That's pretty good. I like that. Like superheroes. Yeah. Perfect. I guess if we can't get origin stories, maybe immigrant origins. That might be good. or American originals. But no, I like the origin story. I like the way that fits. All right, Beta's been trying to get in here for a couple days, and I haven't gotten Beta back on. What's up, Beta?
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been trying to get in for a couple of days.
What's up?
Yes, I would like you to talk about the early filing policy for diversity visa application.
Okay.
When I check the visa bulletin, there's usually like a projection about the future month, which case numbers are going to be available, things like that. And I want to know if it's safe to file ahead of time or not.
All right, so let me pull it up. So you got selected in the lottery?
Yeah.
That's great. Congrats. What region are you from?
Oh, Africa.
Africa, okay.
So I checked the USCIS website, and it indicates that when the visa bulletin is published, if your case number is among the ones that are projected in the coming month, then you are eligible to file, something like that. That means actually filing about 1 or 2 months before time.
Yeah, so right now they're saying for January, for Africa, it's 22,000. And then for February, it's going to be 26,500. And then there's exceptions for Algeria, Egypt, and Morocco. Can you see that on my screen?
Yeah, I can.
So what's your number? Do you know? Or around what it is?
It's 29,000. I'm expecting it to be among the next coming visa bulletin.
Probably March. Yeah. Well, let's see.
So
it went from 22 to 26.5. So yeah, probably March.
So the next visa bulletin will be released in January, and that means my case number, if it's among that one, would be active in March. Is it safe to file in January, or I have to wait till sometime March then?
That's a great question that I should know the answer to. If you email me, I'll look it up and I'll tell you, and then I'll tell everybody else. I think as soon as it shows up on the visa bulletin, you can, but I don't want to tell you that for sure because I don't want you to waste your money.
Okay, I understand.
Can you email me? Or I can just look it up and tell you, because you come on here all the time. I can just look it up and let you know. Although I'm not doing a show next week, so probably better if you email me.
Okay, info@hackingimmiGration.com.
Yeah, hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay.
Thanks,
Another
Beta.
question.
Go for
hold
it.
on.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that the processing time for diversity visa green card application takes usually like a couple of months to maximum 1 year. If by September everything is not adjudicated, then it's more like you are going to be denied automatically. So when you talk about adding applications like the I-765 for the EAD and then advanced parole, from your experience, do you think adding those things to the I-485 would in any way cause a delay?
No, and
I'm on H1B right now.
And you're talking about advanced parole, or you're talking about adjustment of status, right?
Yeah, you mentioned I should add the form for the EAD, and I was thinking, will that in any way cause a delay or anything?
No. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And since I will be filing in January, I'm a lot more curious about the effective date for the changes in USCIS fees. I heard they are going to increase some fees. Do you have any idea when that will be effective?
I do not.
Okay. And the last question, I'm filing through a logbox. When you are sending the package through FedEx, is there a particular way of going about it? Do you usually like request for a signature upon delivery or do anything to get an evidence that it was delivered? Or
no, they do that. They do that automatically. You'll get that. You'll get proof of delivery no matter what you do.
Okay, and there's no need requesting for a signature upon delivery.
No reason.
Okay.
Bye,
All right.
Vita.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy. See ya. Hey, we got to. Oh, let me turn off the screen sharing. Gabby says, just want to say thank you for your team and wish happy holidays to all. Tom is my lawyer. My husband's case was approved last Friday and Thursday this week. We received notification that our card was being processed. We also received our tracking number. Great Christmas gift. Oh, I'm gonna take a real smile real quick. I'll send that to Tom. He'll be happy. So thank you for that, Gabby. That's good news. All right, let's see what Abby has to say. Abby, are you still here? No, I don't know what that's all about. LB, are you here? Hello, LB. LB, going once, going twice. All right, I'm going to kick some people out of the waiting room. And Saya is here. Hello, Saya.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great.
Jim, I have a very quick question.
Okay.
One of my friends, he a U.S. citizen now, and he want to petition his stepmom. His mom and his father got married by culture or by tradition since he was 12. But at that time, our country doesn't have any marriage license. We don't have any system that you can register marriage certificate, something like that.
Okay.
And in 2003, while the country properly organized for everything, his parents go to register marriage license, marriage license for the parent and birth certificate for him. And on his birth certificate, his stepmom on his birth certificate. And can he petition his stepmom?
Is this Laos? What country? What country is it?
Cambodia.
Cambodia. Okay, cool. I knew it was one of those. Cambodia. Marriage.
Can you bring me my glasses?
The marriage certificate that they got in the 2000s, that was just dated then in 2000, or did they backdate it to when they got married?
No, they don't. They did not backdate it.
I think that, I mean, and so what about the dad? Does he want to apply for both of them, or does the dad already have status, or what's the deal with the dad?
He wants to apply for both of them, but he just afraid that his mom, he cannot bring his mom because she is not his biological, but she is on his birth certificate.
Yeah, the birth certificate, that doesn't mean much to me. The question is whether the marriage was valid as a customary marriage in Cambodia back when they got married. So that, before he turned 18. So that's the real question. I don't know if Cambodia recognized those marriages. I don't know if USCIS recognized those marriages. If he were going to apply for both of them, he probably needs some kind of a timeline and a legal brief explaining why stepmom should be characterized as a stepmom before he turned 18 because they got married when they were 12. But I don't know if it's going to work or not. I think it might, but I think it most likely won't.
If it doesn't work, so he only can petition his father, but his father have green card, can petition mom.
Yeah, but then there's a big wait now for that. But
yeah.
So there's an argument to go ahead and file for both, but I would spend some time trying to prove that it was a valid marriage before he turned 18 and just see what happens.
How about the affidavit from all the family members?
Yeah,
because at that time everyone knows that.
But also somebody needs to research Cambodian law to see if that was valid. Just because you could have 10 affidavits from brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles that say, oh yeah, they were living together as husband and wife, but if Cambodia or the United States didn't recognize it as a valid marriage, then you could have all the affidavits in the world. That won't decide it. There's a factual thing. You need to prove it factually, but you also need to prove it legally. You have to see whether it's valid legally.
So now I have one more question about myself. My parents, they also got married during that time, but without marriage certificate. So if I petition them, how can I prove my father that he is my biological father?
Well, he's on your birth certificate, right?
Yeah, both of them on my birth certificate, but we register, but they register birth certificate for me and their marriage license around 2005. Like I am 23, like that.
But this is different because number one, he's your biological father, and number two, I would assume that you have proof from when you were a little kid that he helped raise you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just going to need to prove it up with pictures from when you were born or pictures from when you were 2 years old, that kind of stuff. You're going to have to prove that you and he lived together your whole childhood.
I think I have picture like when I become adult. We don't have picture when I was young.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Saya.
Thank you, Jim, and happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year. Yep. All the best. Jamili's here. Let's see what Jamili has to say. Hi, Jamili.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing today?
Great. I'm great.
Oh, that's great here. Again, as always, thank you for what you're doing.
Of
So,
course.
questions in regards to my parents and as well as my siblings. So, my parents will be over here shortly in a couple of days. And the same thing with my brother, that he is under 21. He will turn 21 in January 1st. So, I don't know if my parents can adjust his status as a permanent resident.
Do they have any status?
My parents, they're
Yeah.
coming. Yes, they're coming on immigrant visas.
Oh, they're coming for the first time on their immigrant visas.
Yes.
So yeah, once they get here, they can apply for him, but it's going to be a 9-year wait.
A 9-year wait?
Because he's going to be over 21.
Mm.
And he can't stay while that's all pending. He's got to go back home, or he's got to find some other way to stay legally.
Oh, okay. So his age will not freeze once he get over here and submit the applications, or that's not how it works.
It'll freeze, but not long enough that he needs it to freeze for a long time. If he comes 10 days before he turns 21, that means he only freezes for 10 days. I mean, it'll be frozen, but once the I-130 gets approved, he'll age out. So he's going to age out.
Oh, okay. Because it's time consuming before the approval of I-130.
Well, you need to go ahead and look for a Child Status Protection Act calculator. But the questions are: when was the I-130 filed? How old was he when the I-130 was filed? Then how long was the I-130 pending? But once USCIS approves that I-130, then the clock starts ticking again, and that's why he's going to be over 21. It only freezes it while the I-130 is pending.
Oh, okay. So in this case, that's a long shot, possibly.
It's not a long shot. It's not a long shot. I know for sure he's going to age out. It's just going to take a long time. Not a long shot.
Okay. All right, Jim. Thank you so much. That was
Thanks, really. See you, buddy. Yep. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. That'll do it for 2024. I need to count how many shows we did in 2024. I will do that when we come back. We'll be back on January 2nd. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. I hope those of you who celebrate Hanukkah had a nice Hanukkah. Happy New Year. We Muslims don't have anything cooking until the early spring, but we're happy for everybody. We love to wish everybody peace and love. I hope 2024, as nasty as it seems like it's going to be, I hope it turns into a wonderful year for everybody. I hope it's your best year yet. I hope we're all here again on January 2nd, and we will see you then. I know, Vadim, but this is the last show of the year. Last show of the year. We'll be back January 2nd, probably in the midday, because I got to get a tooth pulled that day. Yeah. All right, everybody. Peace out. Kindness and love to all around. That's right, AJ. Bye, everybody.